Hi guys, so today I have a sponsored video for you from Tonic Studios for their brand new Cyber Week launch called Blooming Bouquet. You saw in the thumbnail there what this creates, an awesome project, really just so innovative and fun. If you had tried out or watched some of the videos for like the hot air balloon or the jingle bell ornament from the craft kit, you'll see it's kind of similar in that rounding, so we're familiar with this kind of shape or how to play with this kind of thing. So I'm just really excited to get to it. So these items were sent free of charge for my review, and of course all opinions are my own, and any links I have in the description box will be affiliate links, which means I'll make a small commission if you purchase items through those links. So Cyber Week sales, I'll have them all linked in the description box for you on the US and UK site, different bundles and things they have going on, of course deals, and more info on that in the description box. Okay guys, so I was like, you know what, I think I need one more little bit of this, and there it was. So I have samples. Yours will not arrive looking like this. Yours will be like in a cute kind of like a folder mounted here, you know, with some instruction and all that kind of good stuff. So this one, you have this main die set, but you also have this little extra add-on piece that is just adorable. So comes with, right, you have your bundle. So you have, look at all these tags that are on here. I mean, these are so cute. So we have like this little guy, we have this guy, and then it has different layers. You have XOXO with love, cute little circle or like hearts you can pop in there. Again, with the little star shape, you have different inlays. This one says love, that can go with this guy. You have hugs and kisses, Valentine's Day, Mother's Day, you know, with all my love, be my Valentine, you are the best, things like that, I love you. They all have some kind of like a little embossing also, and so it's just a really comprehensive and amazing set. I was gonna say this piece kind of goes over here, sorry guys. So there you go with different layers. You have a little photopolymer stamp set. Tonic always works in photopolymer, so your stamps are always going to be that great high quality. So the stamps that go along with the tags, or they can be on their own, right? So love you, happy Valentine's Day, my Valentine, happy Mother's Day, cute little borders for some of the shapes that we have down there, to and from, all kinds of cute things. And then of course the big die set itself that makes the bouquet. So we have different flowers. I don't know if you can see, some of these are rolled flowers or like the centers. It can be a whole flower. Like this one has kind of like a daisy shape. This one has a really fun shape. Again, it could be the center of your flower with like the way it's up and down, so it looks more like a flower center. We have this one down here actually. There's another shape there. So these look like they make a little bit shorter flowers, right? Well, this one's a little bit taller. We have the basic, well, we have these guys, so it comes with a bow and it has this outer layer, so you can pair them together, or it can just be a bow with this layer, it can just be a bow with this layer. Of course we have the pieces to finish up our bow also. Sorry, I know it's a little bit all over the place on my carry here. Yours will be perfectly in order. Yeah, again, so tags like that longer tag, this one that I had just shown you, it has the word keep blooming that you can pop in there, and it has this one that has rounded edges on the one side, the other side is still squared off. This one's squared off all around. The main pieces, tons of like flowers, we have leaves, we have sprigs, we have another sprig over here, we have tons of little flowers that you just can cut out at once. Oh, sorry, over here. All these guys that you can layer, they're slightly different from each other. You can pair these guys with those, you know, in the centers. I mean, look how big this guy is. Just to give you an idea, this guy is like 2.5 inches, you know, in size, diameter. We have a rolled rose. We have centers, or it can be a flower on its own. I mean, there's just lots going on here. The biggest piece I would say is probably this kind of like hexagon shape that's like the top of your bouquet. So it is about 5 inches. So you need a machine that can accommodate at least that. It has different layers that we'll talk about. You have inlays, you have this is more mechanism. Hello beautiful, another word you can pop in there. This is the other piece that's going to be the, like your main portion for the bouquet. So it starts here and it goes up like this, and then you have your little dome on top that you're going to put your flowers onto. Inlays, and you know, this piece here, this guy there. All kinds of different things. So what we're going to do is just get started. I'm going to start with the base piece. Maybe I'll use white paper, just keep it kind of light. I don't know, we'll see. And then we'll add our flowers and tags and go from there. Okay, so for now, let's put our little tags to the side along with my stamps, and we're going to get our main pieces. So again, you will have instruction. There are pieces that you can decorate with now or afterwards. You know, I always kind of go back and forth between that. I generally like to decorate afterwards, but you're going to need 6 of this guy. So, you know, I'm just going to take quite a bit of paper. It looks like if I do it this way, and then the next one I'll do it this way and this way, you know, might get most of them off of one sheet. So I'll start with that. And then we need 2 of this larger hexagon. So we need 2 of those guys. We're going to manipulate this in a different way later, but for now, just the main base, you know, item cuts, we need 2 of this. We're going to just need 1 of the hinge. That is right here. Okay, so just 1 of the hinge. And then, oh yeah, 6 of the dome panel. It's a little panel that goes on top, this little guy. So again, very reminiscent of what we did with some of the other projects in the past. So 6 of this guy. It's going to go inside of there, kind of cupping in there. And then 2 of the small hexagon and 2 of the larger hexagon. So we have these guys, 2 of this and 2 of this. And those are just the main pieces, base pieces. So I'm going to run them through, and again, generally I like to run them through as many as I can at once. So that's what I'll do. Like, I'll kind of arrange them on my thing here. So like if that one fits there, maybe this one fits here. Tape them down so they don't move, and just, you know, figure out that way too. Or again, run all the different pieces one at a time, like this tall guy by himself. See how many you can get on the sheet. You know, however you like this. I will say later in the project we are going to use this tabbed die cut, and we're going to cut a small hexagon out of it. So maybe you want to do that now, and that can count as one of your hexagons that you need. I don't think you're going to need it again later. So yeah, it's something to think about, possibly. But if you want to arrange it that way now, I mean, you can get that cut already done. So basically what they want you to do in the later steps is go ahead and put your large hexagon there, put the small one in, and I'll read ahead and see if I don't need, you know, more of the small one, but I'm pretty sure it's just to get the cut. So it'd be like this, and all they want you to do with that is stick down the small one and remove this one, because it's just there to help you place it. Okay, so one of your die cuts on the large hexagon, the tabbed hexagon, you are going to do this process, so I'm going to do it now. And that's just something to think about. That might help you out. Conserve some paper, and then I'll put this other one here and cut that out. I'll run these guys through, and as many as I need, and I'll be back. I did that one, remember, with the tabs, and then cut the small one out. Now you are going to have another one that's the large tabbed, and then you're going to use the large hexagon to cut out the center. So again, if you're wanting to just do that now all at once, I would just take this guy, put this guy down, and maybe I'll bring it over the same way. Go ahead and put that guy down, and then just take this guy, and of course put it, you know, line it up as well as you can. Just going to get cut out of the center. So this is a step we were going to do later on. I think it's like step 2 or 3, but I'm just doing it now. It's already cut. It's going to be great, and that part's already done in one pass. Okay, I'll be back. Okay, so as we start off, we have 6 of these guys. 6 of the little dome, right, where we're going to put our little flowers on. We have 1 hinge, we have 2 large hexagon, 2 of the small hexagon, and then 2 of the tabbed hexagon. Now, again, I already did my cutting because I went ahead and did the one that in, let me see, it's step 4 is where they kind of ask you to place the 2 to make one that has a small opening and one that has the large opening, okay? I will say right now, since we already have these in our hands, the one that has the large hexagon cut from it, the tabbed hexagon that has the large one inlaid. So we have our 2 hexagons, we have the tabbed ones, we have 2 small, 2 small, 2 large. The one with the large, you're supposed to cut off the tabs, all of the glue tabs. Yeah. So I just want to make sure it was all of them. So you can take this to your trimmer, to your guillotine, or you can just carefully go around and cut them all off. So I'm going to do that and try to do it as smoothly as I can, just so it looks nice. Okay, I'm gonna go around and cut all the tabs off on that cut line, or the score line. Last one off. And this, these base pieces was about 2.5 pieces of A2 size paper. And again, if you're looking at your project and let's say you want this little bit to be a different color, or like the base, or like maybe this part you want it to be green so it looks green, and instead of just being white with the flowers, you could have cut this from green paper, right? It's just the base dome that all your flowers are going to be planted on. So we might even ink it up. Maybe we'll do that. We'll see. I think that'd be a good idea. Okay, so we have all our base pieces. So initially what we're going to do is take basically both of our small hexagons, and this guy, you're going to go ahead and score it everywhere. It kind of goes out like this and then straight up. So I'm just kind of bending that in this direction. All the glue tabs generally fold inward, so I'll do this with all 6, just in, this guy also in, and then this long one here. Okay, so I'm going to score all 6 of them just that way. I'll be right back. Ready to go. So we're going to take one of our small hexagons, and basically you're going to glue these guys to the underside. Now, you know, it has a nice side here. You can glue it either way to the wrong side. It doesn't matter. You're not really going to see this inside, but you know, glue it however you like. Now let's talk about this. So as I'm gluing this down, I'm going to put glue on the inside of my glue tab. Glue it in here. I'm going to hold that for a little bit. Of course, I always make sure that it's not impeding anything. When we're done, we're going to cover these glue tabs with the base, with another small hexagon. So I'm going to let that set up. But in the meantime, let's talk about what we're going to do. The next one is going to come in. I guess I'm just going to go for it. And this one's going to come in, but you're also going to attach it and then up the side. So do you want to let them all 6 be here and then, you know, put glue on the glue tabs to attach them, or do you want to go as you're putting them on, go ahead and do that, shape this all the way up? You know, it's up to you. You can stick all 6 of them on and just let them kind of hang, and then come back through and attach them up the sides, right? So I'm going to hold on to this for just a second. And once I think it's ready, I'll go ahead and start attaching. But you know, it's up to you. I don't know right now. Obviously, this is the first time I'm making this one. What's better? If it's better just to wait or go ahead and put them together as you go along. So that one's on. We're going to put glue on the outer of the tab, of course. And I always put glue around the very edge so it can look really nice. And we're going to bring this up here. Meet that up. Looks good already. I love that when it's nice and precise. Nice and precise. So we have that. And then coming up here, this guy goes kind of straight. And then this guy goes out at an angle over here, right? Love it. It is so structural and it just works. I love that. So I'm holding, right now this one's pretty much done. I'm still holding this little center bit and then just out on this one here with my hand. And on the inside it looks something like that. Really nice and clean. So I'll continue going through, glue on the in the top of this tab, glue at the bottom, and glue up the sides, okay? And I'll come back when I'm at the end to put it together. I'm coming around here. Look at how sizable this is. Can you imagine putting this, even maybe still using the dome, but popping little holes in it and doing like cake pops? Oh my gosh, so many ideas. Or even like right now, I like to make, you know, lollipops with hard cracked sugar that I've melted down. I mean, how fun would that be? Okay, so on this one, this is the last one. I'm going to do it all in one fell swoop. I think it's been pretty easy to just keep it going and just go around, so I'll do that. But that also means this guy needs glue. I don't know if I need to put this, but I'll just do it now. Okay, so that one, it's been super easy to work with. And so again, down underneath, right down here, I'm just going to let that kind of sit for a second while it's kind of open. I cannot believe how sizable this is. It's so nice. With these smaller, you know, die cuts, that just makes a really sizable piece. Okay, so as I come in here, I'm going to tuck this in here and just be mindful of the different tabs. So I can get this guy on here. I'm touching the one over here to the right, sorry if you can't tell. And then right in the center, and this guy right up here. So let's just push that back up. Again, I'm choosing to do all at once. You do not have to do that at all. I'm gonna get the center piece in just a minute here. Just letting that set up a little bit more. Okay, and then tuck that in. I'm just kind of pushing it, that little cinch area, just so that those make contact. Get it in here. And then this last one, maybe start up here. Getting those close together. And then I'll kind of stick my hand down in there in just a second. So we have that. Keeping its form there. That is so awesome. I cannot believe that. Again, we could have decorated this, you know, your flat panels and then brought it together. It's whatever you like to do. I'm going to hold that and stick my hand down in here to get that tab, and the one here too. Down at the base, and this little guy needs to be tucked in again. There we go. Okay, I'm just going to hold it, and then when we come back, we'll put that last hexagon piece. I'm not really concerned that this is popped up right now, because we're going to put this on top anyway. And this guy, I mean, it's like 6.5 inches tall, I would say, and then it's hard to tell from diameter, but it's basically as big as the hexagon diameter, like 5.5. And then we're going to take this with the nice side facing down, so the rough cut side up here. I'm going to put some glue on that, definitely all the way to the edges, keeping everything together. And just turn this guy over and hold that down. I mean, look how perfect that just lines up so nicely. I'm going to turn it back over and just hold it down. And if you want to kind of press in there, you can definitely do that. Okay, and I'll be back. I think we're good to go with that guy. What I'm going to do with this one is just take a little scrap of paper here, some of the numbers and things I was working on there, and just take some green ink and just color these, because I do want that in there just to kind of blend out whatever it is I put on top, like my little flowers that we end up putting on top of there. So let me just grab some, I don't know, this is kind of a bright green. And I'm just going to grab some greenery and just, okay, with all of them. Okay, I'm just going to, on the right side facing, just add some greenery here. And I will be right back. Color again, just to help it blend in the background a little bit. Okay, so what you want to do with these guys is kind of give them a little bit of a curve, because as we glue them together, they're definitely going to want to be curved. And with this one, we're going to take our glue tabs, of course. So I'm going to curve them all and do that, and then take our glue tabs here. And basically what we're going to do with this is attach it to 2 of the large hexagons. So just like we did this one where we went underneath and kind of came up, we're going to do the same thing, but we're going to attach it to the large hexagon. And let's see here. Yeah. So we have these 2, and that's going to attach. So basically you're going to bring them around like this, and then again adhering to each other here. Okay, so however you like to get your curve on, if you want it there or you want to do it afterward, just, I'll be right back. I'm just going to curve them all and score them all, and I'll be right back. So let's get started. So I'm going to put glue again on the underside here, and again on the nice side or rough side, however you would like. And this one, then we're going to cover the glue tabs anyway later. Oh, I didn't bend those, of course. The one I get, I bent the other ones. Okay. So again, here and here. Plenty of glue, not too much, because then it takes a while to dry, but enough to hold on here. All right, so that next one. I'm going to let this set up just a little bit more, because we're going to have some tension when we come in to put this, and I don't want this to come away because of the tension from up here that pops up. Right, so I think what I'm going to do is probably just glue them in, to be honest. I already put glue on that one, so I'll come back. But I think what I'll do is glue these ahead of time, and then we'll put glue on the glue tabs, obviously. So I'm just going to do a couple more, and I'll come back since I have glue on that one to show you. And I'll be right back. But since I put the glue on this one, I do want to use it while the glue is wet. So I'm coming up the edge here, but then you kind of bring them in a curved manner to the top, right? So you do want to put some attention to that. Like right now, in the background, my fingers are holding up here. They're holding right there. And then this one, once these kind of stick more, I'll make sure those glue tabs are touching right there. There we go. So you do have some tension that you want to pay attention to. We are going to cover this up with flowers, so it doesn't have to be super perfect, but you know, you do want to line up nicely. Okay, that looks pretty good. And then the next one, again, you're going to have some curves to take care of here. So as I bring it in, just kind of curving it around. And just pay attention to that they're just kind of meeting up nicely. And let go of the other one that I was just working with. Right, kind of bringing this out here. Okay, and my fingers are inside, kind of pushing the other ones, okay? And just same thing all around. This is looking so cute. It's just like a little tiny dome. This is still pretty wet, but I'm gonna go ahead and move on. So for this last one, again, glue here. We are gonna do something with the hinge in just a second also, so just in here, just get this guy tucked in. As I'm getting that close over here, you know you're going to cover this up completely with flowers for the most part, so I'm not super concerned with how exactly close I am. I can be a little off here. I'm going to hold that there, and I'm going to use maybe a pencil. I was going to use this tool, but maybe a pencil's better if I can find one. Okay, I have this pen to help me make contact with the tabs there. There we go. And with that last one, I already put the glue. You guys saw that. So I'm going to let this set up a little bit, and then I'll just use my pen to help me make contact there. This last one, you can see it's kind of in there. I'm just going to use a pen or something, pencil, just to push that up against the dome, just where the tabs are. Yep. Okay, I'm going to let that sit, and I'll be right back. Okay, so here we are. So what I'm going to do is pick the side I like the best, because we're going to hinge it. So this guy, I'm going to go ahead and score it. Should be attached, and then it'll help you later. So to attach it wherever you think you would like that to be, here's fine. We're just attaching one corner or one side here like that. There. And then our other large hexagon will cover that up. So you're gonna have your glue tab, that little guy, extra secure inside of this, and then this. You can also flatten it out and hold it down. Okay, I'll be right back. Like this, I think they just made the most like genius thing. So there's nothing in the center here because you're going to put flowers, you're going to cover it so you don't have anything you need to worry about there. We're going to bring these two back. Again, we already cut them the way we needed to earlier, although this is step 4 in the process. So it's right after this guy. So what they want you to do is take your hexagon. You know, this is a nice side here. And you're going to adhere this to one of the edges. Oh, sorry, this way. As you can see, it's small, right? This is the large hexagon, sorry. It's gonna fit right in, look at that, right? Perfect, perfect. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is score this a little bit so that it does what it's supposed to do when it hinges. And just to make sure, I want to see that you are supposed to glue it up underneath, yep. So just pick one side of this hexagon, again, plenty of glue. One side of this guy, you know, whatever. There are little marks here that kind of help you line something up. I don't know that that's the biggest deal that we need to pay attention to when you're doing this, but I'm just going to put that towards the back. That way it's on that hinge and it's just back there. Okay, so that's one thing. How cute. Oh my gosh, you guys. So it's underneath. This guy, you're going to glue that onto here, but what I want to do is go ahead and just score these down now instead of when the dome is on top. I think the instructions show it afterwards, but I think it's easier to do this at this point that the dome is not attached. How cute is this? And super sturdy. Oh my gosh. Okay. So we have that. Again, I have this little tick mark here. I'm just going to put it towards the back again. So basically what you're going to do is bring this around and just glue it on top of this. So you have that sturdiness, and when it opens up, you're just going to have the smaller hole there. So again, with this guy, I'm really going to put glue on the very edges. Keep it nice. And then on the inner edge too, or inner side. I'm not doing anything with our little dome. This is just on that hexagon part, right? This piece. Oopsie. And well, that doesn't really matter, but I'm gonna bring this over here. And I guess I could have straightened these guys out. So let's flatten this out and get rid of scraps of paper that are just trying to stick to everything. Okay, and as nicely as we want to place that on here. So it's just the hexagon, outer hexagon, and now you have this little floppy guy, but I'm gonna let that really firm up before I mess with it at all. So I'm gonna leave that alone for just a minute, clean up a little bit, and I'll be right back. Hey guys, I cleaned up just a little bit, and look at that. And then it opens up like this, and then it'll go into the inside. So just trying to make sure we have some nice, just gonna do that now, right? Train it to open, because I don't want to do it later and possibly tear something. So it's just trained now to open up. I'm gonna let that really make a nice connection, so I'm not gonna mess with that. I want this glue to really be holding down, so I'm just going to leave that alone for right now. Again, I did let the glue set up for a little bit, but I wanted to train it now. I think we'll be okay. All right, now these guys, you're just gonna put glue all in here on the glue tabs. And basically you're just going to use the force of them going down into the bouquet portion, right? So I'm going to squeeze them just a little bit, but not too much. You know, I like to have a little tension. I like to be flared out a little bit. That way you're more assured that they're making contact here. Clean this guy out. Again, you have the base. Obviously this has a hole, so it's going to go right down to the base there. And, you know, it's going to open this way. You can open on the side. It can open wherever you like. So I'm always choosing what side I like best to be the front, which is this one. And so I'm just going to get this down in here. I don't know how far down it goes, so it looks like it stays kind of towards the top a little bit, so that's good. Okay. Getting that in there a little bit at a time. I think I missed this one in the back. Ah! Come on, buddies. I'm gonna do that again. Since I know it now, it's at the top. I was trying to squish it enough for it to go down deeper, but it's really kind of right at the top here. There we go. Okay. I'm gonna clean my fingers off because I have glue all over. Push that in, just kind of a little bit at a time so I can make sure it's nice and secure. Something sticking up right there. Okay, that looks good. This looks good. So I kind of went around and kind of smoothed it a little bit at a time. And now I'm just going to hold it like a bouquet. I'm just going to hold these guys to make sure those walls are touching the glue tabs. So I'm just going to hold it. I cannot believe how cute this is. Look at that. That's such a sizable project. Okay, next we're going to make just a ton of flowers, I suppose, in the decoration. So, you know, you have sides that you can cut, and honestly, I wanted mine to look like it was just wrapped in paper. Wouldn't that be cute if you did like newspaper print paper or like craft paper? So I think I'm gonna make the bow for it. I think I'm gonna leave everything white because that's just what I was going for, like that crisp look of just a bouquet wrapped in something like that. And then we'll make our flowers. So, well, we'll do it all together at the same time. But for right now, I'm gonna let this hold up and I'll be right back. So I will start off by making the little band here. So this has a really nice looking band already. It comes with a die cut, so you can do that. So you're gonna need 3 of this. This isn't in the instructions. This is just for you to kind of look at the pieces and do what you like creatively. So I'm gonna cut 3 of this from this gold paper and 1 of the bow. So we're gonna have a really shiny bow on here. Maybe I'll even cut these from here, and I'll be right back. For the center of your bow. Now you know the bow layer, so if you want to do that, go ahead. And you just need this little piece. It's like a little strip, right? That's gonna hold your bow down the center. And so I'm gonna get that. And I think I'm just gonna cut out large flowers to get the coverage, because since we did go step by step in this tutorial, I don't want to take too long for you guys. You get the idea. The construction to me is the most important thing, right? So I like to focus on that. Okay, so we have that guy. We have this and this, and I'll put those back. So here, basically, you're just going to score them and glue them together. Since I did choose something that's very shiny, it's going to take a minute to set up, so I'm going to get that going. This kind of paper really wants to take its time to set up. And I suppose if you wanted to be honest, you could probably stick it on here and go around. And maybe that's what I'll do for this paper. What I mean is stick this on here. So start there, coming around. Look how pretty. Or I was gonna just stick it all together like you normally would. This makes it a little easier in that if you have some give or some area where it was longer or a little shorter just because the way you folded it, it's going to be more forgiving there. So actually I really like this idea. So there we go. And then a little more here, here. And of course, that first one should have been tucked underneath. So maybe I'll come back over here and tuck this one under. If you forget and your glue is already like set, what you can do is just cut that glue tab off and you'll just be at the end of it, right? There we go, and there we go. Okay, so I'm gonna hold these things down just a little second longer and I'll be right back. So we have that beautiful thing here. I'll clean up the glue in just a minute. This opens up here, so I'll probably want my bow in the front. Let's bring the bow over. Again, I chose a very delicate material to work with, so what I'm going to do is just get it rounded as much as I can. You can definitely use hot glue, and we might even use hot glue for this top just so that when we put our flowers on, it'll all just stick down. So you might want to use hot glue for this too. But basically, you're going to get this inside here, and this other one right on top of that. So let's go there. Let's put some glue here. And then bring this guy up over this one. And I'm going to hold that for a little while. And then we're going to have this guy that goes across in the front. And you can just bend it at this point, you know, with this kind of material, but we'll work with this in just a second. I think I might be ready to just add a little glue here. You can put this right down the center. And hold that for a little bit. Now it looks like I'm going to have some extra, so I might just cut this off. When I come around like this, I think I'm going to trim it down. You can definitely go around a couple times, but I think I'm just going to stop it here. So I need to trim this quite a bit. And glue that down. Have that there. And same thing with this one. This is going to be in the back, so it doesn't really matter. You just don't want it to show once you folded it over, right? So just cut a little bit off there. And bring this around here. And I will hold this for a little bit, and then we'll clean up that glue that got on there. So pretty. Get a little tweezer there to hold that, just to hold it for now. I'll probably glue it down with hot glue later, so let's leave that there. Again, I said I was going to focus on some of the larger flowers just to really just get these all over. So maybe each flower will have 2 layers, so for each flower I'm going to cut 2 of these. As far as the sprigs, I'll probably come in afterwards and add sprigs here and there. We have leaves and sprigs, so maybe that larger sprig in this guy, and we'll just kind of tuck those here and there. And maybe a couple of smaller flowers, even though this is much smaller. Oh, you know what? Yeah, no, we'll go with this one. So for each flower I'll do 2 layers, you know, and I'm just going to run through some pretty colors, and I will be right back. Items here to play with. I was kind of wanting to stick with pink and like that burgundy color, but I think I'm going to put creamy color one right in the center. And we'll make our little flowers. Definitely has a ejector button. I'm also going to put like large rhinestones in the center, so I'm not going to use the flower centers that are in the kit, but the kit has plenty of flower centers for you to use. Are we going to do some shaping? Sure. So you know, you can have definitely shaping tools. You can just grab something like this. You can grab a pen or something and just kind of go around and give it some shaping like this, right? This little guy, and this is his little partner here. And I'll do the same thing with the smaller ones too. I'm sticking kind of with this daisy looking kind of flower. And a lot of times when I get packaging, I'll keep like the styrofoam the packaging has. I don't know that I have one right now. Sometimes in my cleaning, I'm like, okay, do I really need to hold on to this? And then I'll toss it, and then I'm like, oh, I should have grabbed that or kept it. So as you can see, the flower is cupped backwards right now, this way. We just need something squishy. Okay, since I don't have anything, oh, you know what? This is odd, but I do have a whole flower forming set. I just don't want you to feel like you have to have those kind of tools. This is just a head from like a stenciling tool or however, and I'm just going to push down to make the flower cup out. Okay, and then, you know, on my stash I have lots of different kinds of pretty rhinestones and things, so I'm just going to go and find some larger ones. Let me see. Those are pearls. Oh, pearls are cute. I was thinking rhinestones, so I'm going to go back to get rhinestones. Sorry, and I was totally turning away from this, so you probably could barely hear me. So I have these really pretty green ones, and I have some extra large ones even. But maybe to bring the flowers all together, I use the same pretty green in the center. So that'd be one of my flowers, and then this pretty green center. Okay. So I'm going to do them all the same way, and then the little guys are going to have a slightly smaller rhinestone in the center. Okay, I'll be back. A little time-saving tip, you can even stack 2 or 3 of these guys together and give them a zhuzh at the same time. That's really nice. And then just glue them back together, or glue them together, and continue working. Alright, I'll be back. So I have all these pretty flowers. I have 3 of the smaller, 3 of the coral kind of color, and then one of the one on top. And so my idea, you know, this opens here. I'm going to put the bow here. So I'm going to kind of get these guys like every other little opening, and they got to be in a way that you can still open. So I'm kind of paying attention to down here too, right? And then this one like here, we'll fill in with the other guys. So I think that'll be really great. I don't know if this is ready to go. Well, that's the only thing. Okay, let's make sure. Okay. Oh yeah, so I have a little glue. Again, a little up higher just so it's not bothering anything here. Kind of covering in there. This guy over here too. This one definitely needs to be in a spot where you can still open it and it's not getting bothered. That's perfect. Okay. And then another guy. Starting with these larger ones, and then we can fill in with everybody else. You know, I didn't plan this part out, so let's see. I'm just going to go for it. Just kind of underneath a little bit more playful. And I'm just putting a little glop of glue because I do want to come in with some of the leaves, so I don't want to completely glue them down where I can't get the leaves in later. Like that. Okay. This guy I was going to put right on top. So let me think about how we're going to do that. Actually, if we have him right on top, I want to see if I want to just kind of nestle it in. I started with the other one so that it'd be nice and full, but I wasn't really planning this far out. Maybe he will just be on top. Okay, so what I'm going to do is grab some leaves. Actually, let's put the leaves on the flower. So there. This one on the top. There and there, something like that. And then he can be squished in here. Okay. I'm going to put quite a bit of glue because I don't know where he's touching or what it's going to be touching. I'm just going to squeeze him in pretty much touching the pink flowers on the top. And where am I opening? Where is my opening? Okay, the opening's here. I was designing it kind of facing the other way, but that's actually really adorable. Okay, so we have all these guys that we can just kind of bring in. I'll put some glue wherever I think on the back and the front, and just pop them in here and there, right? So we have like that one there. Let's put our bow on so I don't keep forgetting where the front is. Here's my bow all cleaned up. That's the back side where we kind of stuck some things down, and I'm just going to kind of train it to go right here. Okay, looks good. I'm going to hold that, and look how pretty that is. So again, with the rest of the leaves, I'll just take them here and there and just tuck them in with some glue, and I'll be right back. Guys, again, just 7 little flowers. I just chose the larger ones just to kind of fill that in. Again, you see the green underneath. This looks so cute, and then you open it up and you have all that space for all your goodies. And then we have the tags. So let me see here. I'm just wondering what I want to do with my tags. Of course, you have the stamp set also. Let's just grab this guy, and we have a couple pieces here, so maybe I'll layer this XOXO over one of the other colors, like from the bouquet, and then this from like maybe some beige, and I'll be right back. Sorry, I have quite a bit of items here. So I have that little XOXO, and I'm gonna layer over that pinky coral color, and then that can layer over my tag. And then we'll put that on maybe a little, what's it called? Put that on here. Baker's twine. Okay, so I'm just going to take this and get a little baker's twine on there, and I'll be right back. This cute little tag. You know, I have really decked out flowers. I don't like covering things up too much. You guys know that. But I'm going to trim this down a little bit. I just put a bow on there so it's kind of loose and fun. And I think maybe I'll tuck it like in here. Okay. So I don't want to cover up too much, but at the same time it needs to go somewhere here. So I'm just going to attach that there. And it's, again, facing towards the front. You can still open it up. I mean, you guys, what an awesome project. I am in love with it. Obviously, the flowers you can use on cards, you can use on other projects, plenty of flowers. I love that cone. I'm thinking we can pop different things in there, like other little treats I make, you know, just to have that shape, this base shape. It looks like a vase. I mean, there's so many opportunities and different things to do with that. I love it. So thanks for watching, guys. I will link all the different cyber sales and Black Friday sales there in the description box. I mean, you guys, I have no words. All right, thanks for watching, guys. Thank you so much, Tonic, for sending this item for review, for sponsoring this video. Have the links there for you, and your images are coming up, and I'll see you at the next one. Bye now.